Wall Street is seen edged higher Friday, continuing the post-election rally, helped by the Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates. Bitcoin trades just below record levels, while TSMC, the world's chip-making giant, shows signs of sales growth slowing. 1. Fed cuts and signals more easing ahead. The Federal Reserve eased monetary policy at the conclusion of its latest policy setting, meeting on Thursday, as expected, and signaled the likelihood of further cuts ahead. The U.S. Central Bank lowered the benchmark overnight interest rate by 25 basis points to the 4.75% range, the second reduction in a row, as policymakers continued to normalize monetary policy amid cooling inflation pressures. In his press conference after the decision, Fed Chair Jerome Powell indicated that the economy could perform better next year than previously thought, and that inflation remains on a path back to the 2% target. This has resulted in traders pricing in another 25 basis point rate cut next month, while the futures on the federal funds rate also implied another 67 bps of reductions for 2025. Whether Powell remains in his role to oversee cuts next year remains to be seen given his fractious relationship with incoming President Donald Trump. Trump appointed Powell in 2018, but frequently attacked the Fed chief during his first term in office for the central bank's policy choices. Powell was asked on Thursday if he'd exit central bank leadership. If asked by Trump, said he would refuse to leave office early, adding he cannot be legally removed anyway. 2. Futures edge higher. Strong weekly gains likely U.S. stock futures edged higher Tuesday, as investors on Wall Street digested the latest interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve, looking to continue the substantial post-election rally. By 0335 ET or 835 GMT, the Dow futures contract was 43 points, or 0.1% higher. S&P 500 futures climbed 6 points, or 0.1%, and NASDAQ 100 futures rose by 15 points, or 0.1%. All three main indices hit intraday record highs during the previous session, continuing the market rally in the wake of President-elect Donald Trump's victory, during which the Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P 500 rose to their best days since November 2022. Also helping the tone was the Fed's decision to cut interest rates once more, while signaling that more reductions were likely, as inflation appeared to be on track to the 2% target. All three indices are on pace for strong weekly gains, with the S&P 500 and the DJIA higher by around 4%, while the NASDAQ was the outperformer, gaining 5.6% through Thursday's close. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, NYSE, TSM reported healthy sales in October, but sales growth is slowing, suggesting demand could be easing. TSMC's October revenue was $24 billion, $980 billion, up 24.8% from the prior month, and up 29.2% from October 2023. But the year-on-year figure slowed substantially from the nearly 40% growth seen in the prior month.